Good afternoon, lovely people, and welcome back to another video of Schelling Rides. Today marks a very special one as I have just received my first ever testing bike from Voicevelo. It's a beautiful one, I can tell you already. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about all the details of the frame, the brand, my ride feel, and I'm even going to be testing it out in a proper race to test out the bike's full potential and share my opinions about it. So, I hope you stick around and enjoy the video. What an intro. No, I'm just kidding. Although, of course, I'm very proud of those moments. But before we get started in today's video, I just wanted to share with you what kind of review you can expect from me. It will be a very humble and kind of basic review. I will just show the bike in all its details, the build-up, and what I like and what not. As you might have known, I've been a professional rider for the last 6 years. Always had my interest in material. When I was younger, building up my own bikes as cheap as possible, I just had my criterium money, and I used that to build the best bike possible. And yeah, when I turned pro or semi-pro in SEG first, I got my bike sponsored and you couldn't even choose your handlebar tape anymore, which is great because it was free, and if you crashed the next day, you just had a fresh bike from the mechanics again. But now we're back to freedom. I am not sponsored by any brand, so I can ride whatever I want and how I want to. So that's great, I'm happy with that. And I can also show and tell you my honest opinion. But yeah, don't expect any extremely tech-based or result-based reviews from my side. There's other YouTubers out there like Hambini. Maybe they don't all know who riders like Pascal Ackermann are, but sure, he does good proof and fact-based reviews. So yeah, you would just have to rely on my experience I have acquired over the last 6 years riding the best bikes in the world. Anyways, let's get this video started. So the bike is made out of T1100 and T800 carbon, which is a good mix of stiffness and lightweight. It comes in at 975 grams for the frame set in size 52. I've got a size 56 on my hands, which should make it a little bit heavier, of course. It has all the arrow shapes you can expect, like a shallow seat stay, a thickening down tube, and quite a deep but also tall head tube, which means not that many spaces are needed. So Bruce, the owner of the company, who is a ex-professional mountain biker, raced races like Cape Epic. Actually, he told me that he was the only Chinese ever finisher. And I spoke to him about this seat post because it may look a bit odd on a full-on aero racer to see a dampening seat post. Well, I asked him about it and he told me that it's good to relax your core a little bit more. We've got a UDH compatible derailleur hanger and a T47A bottom bracket. Then up here we've got shiny Voicevelo Echo bottle cage protectors to keep your frame scratch free. All in all, so far I'm quite impressed by it. It's also not the cheapest frame. It comes in at $1,699. So that's definitely not the cheapest bike frame you can get your hands on. The market in Asia has developed a lot over the recent years. I've been racing XDS bikes in Team Astana last year and they were great as well. I mean, we are not living in 2010 anymore, so if you think everything is shit that comes out of China, you are wrong. There has been a trend of a lot of high-end bikes coming out of China these days, and I feel like Voicevelo is one of them. As for parts on the bike, Bruce has also sent me these beautiful titanium cranksets. They come in at just 410 grams and are supposedly even stiffer than the big brands that are out there. Um, they are 170 mil, but they also come in 165 and 175. Then over to the handlebars, we've got these R1 very funky looking handlebars. Yes, they look cool. They have a little bit of the Conago vibes for me. Um, the shape feels very ergonomic with enough space for the shifters to go, and the drops are quite shallow, as you can see. I'll let you know about the stiffness. Just in my hands, they feel really stiff. They also are not the lightest at 370 grams, but all in all, yeah, I can't tell you much more now. Then over to the group set, we've got some SRAM force shifters and a couple parts from BBB, like bottle cages, their chain, and a nice handlebar tape. I've been running this saddle for over a couple weeks now. It's like a mock-up from a very expensive brand, just from AliExpress, but it comes in at an absurdly light 60 grams. It is 132 millimeters, but I've been wildly impressed by the comfort of it, so I'm going to be using that on the bike build as well. As for the wheels, they are from Nosek, which is a brand owned by Voicevelo as well. There's not that much information about them out there yet. They are CNC'd hub, come in at 1234 grams for the pair, 52 millimeter deep and 25 internal, which makes your tires pop like balloons. So, geometry wise, it's quite your average frame set. It has a 73 degrees head angle, together with a wheelbase, stack and reach that is very comparable to other brands that I've used in the past. I'm expecting a well-handling bike. Not the most aggressive, with a bit of a higher head tube. That means I will be probably running it without any spacers. Yeah, normally I do enjoy a very aggressive handling bike, but for the bigger audience, this is a good middle ground, I guess. The frame is produced only in size 49, 52, 54 and 56. So for the big boys out here in the Netherlands or wherever they grow tall people, I'm afraid they don't make larger frames than 56. In the end, it's an Asian brand, and yeah, there's not that many people above 190 centimeters in Asia, so that makes sense. It's time to build this beauty up and go ahead and ride it on the road. And later I will be heading to Girona. I'll be doing some road racing up there on this beauty and see how it performs in a proper road race. So yeah, I'm gonna start building. I'll make a little time lapse and see how it goes, as this is definitely my first internal routing, first hydraulic brake set bike that I'm building up. So it will take a while, I guess. So while Eddie, our little birdie here, is helping us out with the bike build and asking for some scratches in the meantime, I gotta give a little tribute to BBB, my partner. I'm an ambassador for them this year. And they've hooked me up with all the gear necessary to build my bikes up, because as part of a bike review, in my opinion, the best thing to get to know your bike is by building it up as well. We almost finished the build. Everything went quite smoothly. Internal cable routing also fine, although I'm not 100% sure if I did everything correctly. So rather than just cutting this cable up right now and start to bleed them, I will take the bike to a profi mechanic tomorrow to see if I did everything correctly. It's looking absolutely beautiful. One mistake from my side, I bought a 0mm offset chainring, but apparently we need a 6mm offset one. So I will order that. It's gonna be black as well, because this shiny aluminium one takes up way too much attention from the beautiful crank. Then the seat post and saddle combination I have to get used to a little bit with those two big holes, but it's kind of growing on me already. It looks sick and weird at the same time. So we are here in the breakaway workshop of Ruben. Ruben is helping me out on the last little things of the build. What did I do wrong on the inside cable routing?
Sorry.
It wasn't that much, was it?
No, nothing wrong. It was just that the sleeve was not put on, the protection sleeve.
The protection sleeve was not on.
So that it was not.
Always
so you
use
don't
protection, guys.
Yeah.
And then at first I had put it via the right side, but it had to go on the left side of the fork, which was making a little bit of noise. But that's all good now. So Ruben, tell me, what do you think of the bike?
It's a nice bike.
Mechanic's kind of view.
So far, it's looking nice. Everything's looking pretty good. Like I said earlier, when you see the inside of the carbon, which you don't normally see, it looks nice and neat. And on bigger brands, very often you'll see that there is deformation in the carbon work, whereas in this one, the finishing is good. So it looks like it's a nice bike. Nice. Now we have to see how it is on the road.
Exactly. We'll figure that out soon enough. And what you also liked, you told me, was this part of the handlebars, that it can go directly into the shifter, the brake hose.
You see the connection between, if you see from the side profile over here, if you look from the side, you'll see that it actually very seamlessly goes to the shifter, whereas sometimes you'll have them where they're not perfectly flat, whereas here you can see it's perfectly flat, and from the top profile as well, you can see that it's quite comfortable for your hand.
Exactly, that was my thoughts as well on the bars. They look really comfortable for the hand position. So thanks Ruben for the help and giving me some tips and tricks also for future builds. Yeah. Really helpful. Thanks, and we might see you again.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright, bike's built. From the build perspective, everything was quite smoothly actually. Parts are all of really high quality, nothing to add there. One thing to do say though, is I run into a bit of problems with the headset expander. It won't grip properly, but after cleaning the inner fork and applying a bit of carbon paste, grippy carbon paste, it was all working fine. Yeah, not much to add from the parts. One thing I would like to add though is I'm really not a big fan of this seat post thingy. It just looks ugly to me, and it actually is a bit sharp, so a little rubber or something would look nice on it. Actually did my first couple rides on it already. Yesterday I did a big run to a friend of mine, which turned out to be a bit more than expected, 200k. 6.5 hours in the saddle, but I was impressed with the bike, how it handled. The seat post definitely adds for the comfort of the bike. I mean, after 6 hours riding, even on a carbon saddle, my ass still felt like new afterwards, so that was really good. Also stiffness, more about that later. I'm gonna pack it up now and take her to Girona, where I will do a little race and tell you all the ins and outs and my opinions, how it handles, how it rides after the race in a little bit more detail. So, see you in Spain. Alright, so we've arrived in Spain. We are in a town called Monels, somewhere in Catalonia, Tarragona. And we've signed up for a little race, social race, but actually it's quite big up here. There's like 200 people on the start line. I got here with some friends, and yeah, I'm gonna see how the bike performs during the race and let you know afterwards how it went, what my feelings were, and if we did manage to win or not. Let's see how the shape is. So we are on the way for the Catalan Cup social race. Basically, it's a peloton mixed with all kinds of people, women, some older people as well, but mainly the peloton was just a group of racers, all kinds of young guys ranging from juniors to under 23 and the elite. Everyone had their winter training done, see where they at, me as well. I mean, I don't have a trainer, I don't have a schedule, I just ride my bike whenever I feel like it. Sometimes I join an interval training with my friends back home. But yeah, we managed to get in a break. My shape wasn't too bad actually. It was a really fun race. I really enjoyed myself out there racing with my friends, just having a smash on an 80k parkour. It was a bit windy. Yeah, we got in the break. Piotr and Didi later joined as well. And we had a little, well, not really a bunch sprint. There were only 25 guys, as you can see here. Running into town, no one really knew where the finish was actually. I was about to attack, so I got to the front. Then we had a right turn and there was the finish. Unfortunately, I missed the shot of that. I don't know how that happened, but here I'm just chatting with Piotr and Didi about how the race was. It was really fun. I had a blast actually. It was fun being in a peloton like this, just with all kind of riders. And also big props to the organization, as it felt like a proper race. All right, that was the race done. That was freaking fun actually. Enjoyed myself a lot. It was just a bunch of a lot of under 23 club riders. It was a bit chaotic at times, but it was a Spanish echelon race in the end. And yeah, the bike performed really well. It was aggressive when you needed it to be. Handling in the corners, like I felt super safe. You can definitely feel the stiffness in the bottom bracket. It's like every pedal stroke you hit goes directly to the floor, let's say. Wheels though, I feel they could be even a bit more reactive, and well, they ride very smooth, but I kind of miss the real race feel out of the wheel set. But yeah, the frame, fuck. I've gotten compliments during the day about the looks. And for me, if I would have this bike under my ass in the World Tour, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, so actually I have been quite impressed. I've done now roughly 800k on it. The seat post system works well. Still, the bike feels comfortable, even with my still testing out carbon saddle, but no, actually really great. Here's the handlebars. I can do a little stiffness test for you in a bit to show you how much flex there is in. They feel really stiff. I did have to get used to the shallow drop because it's a super small difference from the hoods to the drops, which I'm not used to so much, but yeah. All in all, I'm impressed. I would recommend the bike. And yeah, I forgot to tell you the weight of the bike. Complete build, 7.26 kg. I forgot to film the actual weight shot, so you gotta believe me on that. That is including these kind of heavy Garmin power pedals, so just over 7 kilos for this build. That is without a front derailleur, so you can add another 250 gram for that. Definitely, it's not the lightest bike. I think there could have been some weight savings in the front fork and the handlebars. They didn't feel that lightweight, but overall, Impressed? Here we got the other bikes that my boys used for the race. We had some fun, didn't we?
That's fun. A lot of fun.
So this is like full gas pulling at the drops, and then here where you actually sprint.
What a stiffness.
Yeah. Alright, for some comparison we can do a test on the NV bars, which is known to be the best, of course. Well, also definitely some flex down in the hoods and on top as well. I mean, in the end you need also a bit of flex for comfort, so that makes sense. So yeah, you have the comparison. We can also test out this Data handlebar on this super huge frame. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's definitely a lot more flex than the Voicevelo. So
Also need some bearing with it. I also got some flex. Look.
all right. So it is time to wrap up the video. I hope you all enjoyed. I did this all by myself, the filming, the editing. I probably still have some room for improvement. Nevertheless, I think it has gotten to a nice video. And if you have any questions about the Voicevelo or suggestions of new bike equipment you want to see me tested in the future, comment down below and like and subscribe, I guess. Now I'm a YouTuber. So yeah, thanks for watching again and see you in the next one.